Recently, Twitch streamer and socialist Hassan Piker got into quite a bit of trouble for buying a $2.75 million house in West California. A lot of people are saying that it's pretty hypocritical to say the things that he says, but live lavishly like this. A lot of people are just saying that he could have used that money to help people. But first, I want to answer a question. Why? Why should he help people? A majority of the people criticizing him probably don't do charity. I mean, I don't help people. I don't do charity. But here's the thing. I don't go around acting like I do. He has a reputation to uphold. He always talks about how money is being wasted. He criticizes millionaires for wasting money, yet he is a millionaire who wastes money. An argument that I've seen is, well, as long as he donates to charity. But that doesn't make a lot of sense when you apply it to other people. When I see this, I'm not like, oh, it's okay to spend $5.5 billion in 4 minutes as long as you donate to charity. I think, oh, what a waste of money. It doesn't matter if you donate $5 billion to charity, you still wasted that other $5 billion. Just like how when I see Hassan bought a $2.7 million house, I think, wow, what a waste of money. Another thing that I see is people saying that he can spend his hard-earned money how he wants, but it's more so an idea of principle. If he wants to criticize people for not living within their means, he needs to live within his means. On top of that, did you just say hard-earned money? Do you know how he made that money?
ATM. ATM, where'd you grow up? What neighborhood are you from?
Los Angeles, California, South Central.
South Central. And tell me about your...
You know how else he made that money? He literally lies to his audience. He says Prime subbing to him helps quote-unquote steal from Jeff Bezos. And in reality, it only makes both of them more money. But no. I mean, Hassan is he's taking Jeff's money. He's taking Jeff's money and then he's going to put it back into the community, right? But in reality, he's taking Jeff's money and then putting it into living lavishly. But not every waste of money is a waste of money. You know, David Dobrik and Mr. Beast, they waste money on stupid things, but that waste of money goes into making a video, and the profit from that video goes into charity. That's why I do want to give a disclaimer. You know, there are reasons to buy a house like this. I mean, it's possible that this guy is right and Hassan is just living lavishly, but it's also possible that he has a reason. Also, side note, he's buying a 5-bedroom house, and it doesn't look like this. It looks like this. But, you know, he could be doing something nice, like buying it for a loved one. I mean, apparently, his entire family is moving in. I don't know who decides to live with their family at the age of what, 30? But okay. Or maybe he wants to rent it out eventually. Maybe he sees it as a good investment. If that's the case, he could use the profit to help people. If he's doing any of that stuff, then it totally makes sense for him to buy it. It's this entire concept of, sure, Hassan could buy a $2.75 million house, 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms. But here's the thing. The person he pretends to be wouldn't do that. Whenever something like this happens, like with the Pokimane Starbucks stuff, there's always this comic. Buying food is participating in society. Buying $1,000 worth of Starbucks a month, that's not participating. So what should he do? Well, if he was the person he pretends to be, he'd help. An argument that his fans make is, it's not possible, or $2.7 million isn't a lot. It can't really do that much. But from what I found, there are some areas where you can find a $40,000 house, 40K, with 3 bedrooms. $2.7 million could buy 50 families a 3-bedroom house. 50 families. And you would still have $750,000 left over. I mean, there's taxes, but I think they can handle the tax. I mean, you have no mortgage or rent. You can pay for tax and utilities. But I think I found something even more interesting. Hotels. People will say, well, no one wants to live in a hotel, but we're not talking about people who spend $70 on a live, laugh, love sign. We're talking about people who have a choice. Work 70 hours a week or be homeless. So how many of these people could be helped with $2.75 million? How many people could you help? So hotel rooms cost $60K, but they can buy their own furniture. It doesn't really cost that much. So we can take off that $10K it costs to buy all that fancy furniture. But wait a minute. Now they're just in an empty room. And sure, they bought furniture, but how are they gonna flush the toilet? They need water. And sure, for temperature control, they could buy a space heater or an air conditioner, but where are they gonna plug it in? Utilities. Oh, we forgot about utilities. Building a room and letting someone live in it is just a one-time cost. But there's no way that you can pay for utilities. Property taxes would probably work differently. It's not an actual hotel. It's a hotel building being used as low-income housing. The government might even pay him to run it. Anyway, back to utility. $400 per person every month. But it's not like these people aren't working. Even if they only get paid $8 an hour for 40 hours a week, they get $1,000. $1,000 a month, so $600 left over. But on top of that, utilities is a cost you can control. You can use less water and electricity, but you won't even need to. I mean, you should. I mean, come on, $60 for the internet. One last important part, it's not permanent. It's not a forever thing. It's temporary, low-income housing. I mean, that being said, there's no reason why someone wouldn't be able to live in that hotel room for their entire lives. So what we're looking at here is $50K per room. That's 55 rooms. Maybe 2 people could go in one hotel room, but you don't want to force people to live with strangers. But wait a minute, that's for a brand new hotel. If you find an old but also clean hotel that's getting terrible business, one that's struggling to keep the doors open, you could probably get a 100 to 200 room hotel for $2.7 million. I mean, a year ago, I'm sure there were plenty of hotel owners who were scrambling to sell their hotels. And, location doesn't really matter. You can control who's allowed to come in. But on the other hand, you could buy, 3 50-unit condos. So about 150 rooms. And those condo rooms are, as far as I know, bigger than hotel rooms. So in the end, Hassan could have taken hundreds of people, hundreds of families off the streets and given them a legitimate place to stay. But instead, he spent it on a spacious home along the pretty tree-lined street in West Hollywood, bustling and centrally located Beverly Grove. Yo, who wrote this? A secured and tightly hedged, if otherwise bland and featureless courtyard, 3,800 square foot pan Mediterranean style residence that was built in 2014 with white stucco walls and a red tile roof. That's what he spent it on. I'll translate what this means. A dumbass house that doesn't even look that good. The point of this entire thing wasn't to say that Hassan is evil. I just want to let everyone know what $2.75 million could do when it comes to housing. You know, what that amount of money is capable of. You could buy, you could buy a 5-bedroom mini mansion in West California, or you could buy 200 bedrooms and offer them to people who can only spend a couple $100s on housing. That being said, I'm proud of him. I'm a capitalist, all right? Go ahead, buy a $10 million house. Go ahead, dude. I don't care. Buy a giant statue and cover it with gold and chocolate, okay? Dude, I don't care. You don't understand, bro. You don't understand. Every West California house costs $3 million.